I think probably the most important headline has to be the fact that North Korea has pledged to start a path towards complete denuclearization.
Yeah, that's right. And we're getting some details of what the two gentlemen signed. I haven't had time. I was trying to get through some of the points that they're going to be made. We'll digest that over the next few minutes. But if this is indeed that the North Koreans have agreed to a complete denuclearization, again, we have to dig down and say what is that definition, because Kim Jong Un has pledged that before. He pledged that multiple times when he met with Moon Jae-in, the South Korean president. But again, the United States seems to have a little bit of a different definition of what a complete denuclearization means and what it means for North Korea and how much the United States will give concessions to Pyongyang. They want complete, verifiable, irreversible denuclearization. Now, the North Koreans, they want a step-by-step, slower process of denuclearization, and they also want the United States to lessen its nuclear security umbrella over East Asia and its allies, Japan and South Korea. Now, the United States does not, since the early 1990s, have actual nukes stationed on the Korean peninsula, but they are within range, of course, under this protective umbrella in East Asia. I'm not sure yet. I haven't read through some of the details yet for what was signed, but I would be very surprised if Donald Trump and the United States signed any agreement that would reduce, at this point, the troop presence or that security umbrella over East Asia.
It seems, Stephen, that points 1 and 2 seem focused on the need to have a new era of relations between the US and North Korea. Some of the language after the points is about plans for further negotiations led by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and I quote, a relevant high-level North Korean official at the earliest possible date. And just one more factor, point 4 refers to a commitment to recovering remains of prisoners of war from the Korean War and those missing in action. Right. So we're slowly getting details, Stephen, of the signed communique, piece of paper. Can we just step back a little bit? We're just going to listen now to the President Trump, on this historic day.
I think our whole relationship with North Korea and the Korean Peninsula is it's going to be a very much different situation than it has in the past. We both want to do something. We both are going to do something. And we have developed a very special bond.
Let's get back to Haslinda Armin. Haslinda, are we getting any further details? Are we drilling down into this signed document?
Turn it.
No further details. Like Steve mentioned earlier, we're waiting for the 2:30 press conference that will be held by President Trump himself. But you know what? When you listen to the language, it's very different from what we've heard before. Both sides, both Trump and Kim, seem to want to give the impression that they have chemistry and they're sincere and they have the commitment to bring this forward. Now, the question's always been about commitment, whether both sides can be trusted to perhaps follow through on what they have committed. They seem to give the impression they are willing. The commitment is there. Now, the fact that they talked about a special bond, that they're leaving the past behind, and that, you know what, people will be impressed. I think that leaves us with the impression that perhaps this is more than what we have seen before, but we have been here before. 18 years ago, Kim Jong Un's father came close to denuclearizing the Korean Peninsula. That fell through, and now we know where North Korea's capabilities are at this point in time. So, yes, you know, as much as we want to believe that we have taken a step forward, we have to be careful. We have to look and wait for the details.